Today is the last day for voters in Bihar to submit their forms as part of the Election Commission's massive revision of the state's voter list. As of yesterday, nearly 15 lakh people still hadn't submitted theirs, and about 1 lakh voters, according to the Election Commission, couldn't even be traced. So what's going on? Why is this exercise happening now? And what happens if your name is missing from the list? Let's break it down. This entire process is called the Special Intensive Revision or SIR, a statewide cleanup of the electoral rolls. Think of it as a reset way for the Election Commission to verify who's eligible to vote and who might no longer qualify. If you live in Bihar, chances are a booth level officer or BLO came to your house in the last few weeks. They carried a pre-filled form with your name and details. All you had to do was sign it, confirm the info was correct, and if needed, give supporting documents like birth or address proof. If you weren't home or if you moved away temporarily, the EC allowed you to submit it online or even over WhatsApp. But here's the catch. If your form isn't ready by today, your name might not make it to the draft voter list that comes out on August 1st. And here's why that matters. If your name is not on the list, you simply cannot vote. That list is the official record of who's allowed to cast a vote in each constituency according to the Election Commission. It's what polling stations rely on when deciding who gets a ballot. Now, this isn't just your usual update. It's the first major revision in Bihar since 2003. That's over 2 decades. In that time, the state has seen major migrations, urban growth, and underreporting of deaths, which means the current rolls are likely full of outdated or duplicate entries. So the Election Commission is starting fresh, beginning with Bihar before rolling out this revision process in the entire country. According to Article 326 of the Constitution and the Representation of the People Act, any Indian citizen who is 18 years or older is allowed to vote. But to be on the voter list, you also need to be what's called an quote-unquote ordinarily citizen of your constituency. Now that doesn't mean that you have to own a home in your constituency, and it also does not mean that you lose your voter status if you are away for work or for studies. It just means your name must be correctly registered, backed by valid documents. Let's look at the numbers now. Bihar has over 7.89 crore registered voters. As of July 24, the Election Commission says it has covered 98% of them. But here's what they have found. 20 lakh voters are no longer alive. 28 lakh voters have permanently shifted to other places. 7 lakh are registered in more than one location, and 15 lakh forms are still pending. And around 1 lakh voters cannot be found at all. This gives you a sense of just how large and complex this cleanup really is. And to its credit, it has not been without any controversy. Opposition parties, including the RJD, Congress, and the left, say that the revision might leave out legitimate voters, especially the poor, migrants, or those without formal education or documents. They've also protested in the Bihar Assembly and filed petitions in the Supreme Court, challenging how the EC is going on about this exercise. One major flashpoint in this exercise has been Aadhaar. It's been widely used and specially used by the poor. But the Election Commission says that the Aadhaar cannot prove citizenship or a person's date of birth. It can be submitted voluntarily for ID purposes, but not as sole proof. Instead, the Election Commission has listed things like school certificates, family registers, or land documents as valid options. They've also said that BLOs and party agents are helping people collect what they need. There's also the issue of migrants. Bihar has a large population that lives and works outside the state, but returns home to vote. Legally, if you've only moved temporarily, you still qualify as a resident. That's why the Election Commission has pushed for online and WhatsApp submissions, so voters can participate even if they're far away. So where does that leave us? Today, July 25th, is the final day to submit your form. If your form is in, your name will appear in the draft list on August 1st. From August 1st to September 1st, you'll be able to file a claim if your name is missing or an objection if someone else's name shouldn't be in the list. The final list will be published shortly after, just ahead of the Bihar Assembly elections scheduled later this year. The EC says that this revision is about transparency, accuracy, and most importantly, fairness. But many are watching closely to see whether it ends up excluding the very voters this exercise was meant to include. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. For more such videos, please subscribe to The Hindu. If you have any suggestions or feedback for us, please write to us at video@thehindu.co.in. Thank you.